All right, it's another weekend update. Puppy pack version. And there's Doug. The puppies love Doug. Doug's not so grand about it. Anyway, weekend update. I'm building a structure, not for my layout, but my friend John Swanson's. Anyway, the base of this structure is this Northern Light and Power Walther's kit. But he has a coal yard for this power plant that is quite a lot more coal than a power plant like that size would have. So what I'm doing with this kit here, and I'm going to kind of pick it up here and show you, I'm building a background or a background series structure that's going to kind of fit against a backdrop. And I've extended it by taking two of the long walls and I'm putting them together. And what I'm using is some design preparation models, structure pieces for the joints and stuff like that. That gray stuff is a Mr. Surfacer 1000 that I've painted on there to get some kind of gap coverage, and then I'll come back with some thinner and a Q-tip and get that all smoothed out. But each edge will have the each end will have the piece like this, which is normally the end piece on the model. I've taken two of the interior walls and cut them in half, and there's two interior walls for both sides of it, but cut them in half to give me four walls to give me half the thickness. And I'm going to stop now because I got to calm the puppies down. Not sure how long it's going to last. Anyway, so I've taken the interior walls, cut them in half to give me the side walls I'm going to use in these corners. The corners will be butted up against the, obviously I'm struggling with this morning. So the end walls will butt up against the main wall here, and then I'll use some of that same DPM stuff to give me cover that joint there. I have the roof sections, but I'll end up making some roof sections that are made out of white sheet plastic. Here's another one of the interior walls I'm going to put in, and this will actually go inside right at this corner right here, because there's going to be basically looks like a 3-section building here. And then we'll put some ceilings on it or some roofs, and then on the top part over here we're going to have a couple of smokestacks going up so it looks like it actually uses the amount of coal that John has in his layout. Another thing in the back is you can buy these corner pieces here, and I'll pull the piece up for you. Corner braces, and this is from City Classics, and I use those a lot when I'm scratch building or kit bashing structures to give me a nice square corner. All right, we're going to try this video here. I've finished putting together the power plant here, so I'm going to kind of walk around the front of the camera here and show you what I've done to it to take that Northern Utilities building and make it into a much bigger power plant. So first thing I did is went around here and we basically took the two middle walls and the end walls. I've used the DPM products pieces here on the corners on the end of the building to give us a more uniform look of the building all the way across. I used the main roof here and here, and then I built roof sections out of plastic hard right here, and then I use an angle to cover the seams and just give us kind of a general, again, look here. Now when I cut off these end sections here, I cut them flat across here, and when I did that, I used that piece that I cut off on this section right here to give a brick veneer. And we did the same on that side. It came off that one, and I've used the DPM pieces to put up there. So that's the structure. So now we've got the brick paint on our power plant. I've painted the roof flat black, and I've also painted the interior walls flat black. That way when you look through the windows you won't see the color of the plastic. My plan, I think, is I'm going to paint on the backdrop that this is going to go up against, or find some good photographs or something and put the power plant interior, so when you look through the windows you just don't see blank space, you'll see something in the background there. I have to see what I can find online. Next is a detail painting and putting the details on it. All right, so I have taken the paint now and put the wash on it to get the mortar effect in the bricks. Just showing you how we come along here. I've still got to do the side walls, but I'm going to do the front painting of the concrete color here first. I've done the windows. They're painted and glazed. They'll be put in. You can kind of see the glaze put in there. We'll put those in last. So those are going. I'm going to use some Model Master Age concrete and paint all the concrete mortises and stuff in the foundation of the building. All right, so now I have completed the concrete painting details and installed the windows into the power plant. Up on the top of the roof here we have these vent fittings, and I've just put the vent fittings together, but they come in two halves and there are no locating pins, so they're going to take a little cleanup to get them so they don't look a mess. But there's just two halves, no locating pins. You just got to kind of get them as close as you can get it. Paint them silver, and then it'll be onto a chimney or chimneys. And hopefully this weekend we'll be setting this in, or at least setting up where it's going to look like on John's layout. All right, we're finishing up John's smokestacks for his power plant. He took the power plant over his house, and we're going to do the final installation tomorrow. But I got the 3 stacks, got their connections where they're going to go in the front of the building. I've painted the red and white top striping. I think that's kind of a neat feature. And then I've been using Fast and Final here to get you the mortar effect on the bricks here. Anyway, gonna do some final weathering, get the because it's a cold plant there, and this is an older plant in the 50s, so be some you know, basically some black streaking coming down from the top of these chimneys, and then we'll call these done. Now we finished dry brushing the chimneys, so they're ready to go. We'll be installing them next. So here's the power plant in this position. It's going to be on the John's layout here. And so you see the finished smokestacks, you see the station itself. And what's going to happen is going behind it, we'll have a backdrop that kind of goes along this edge of the layout here, which will hide that track that runs around behind there to another part of the layout. And it'll run all the way across along here so that the building kind of blends in against a ridge line. And these tracks right in front will be full of coal hoppers that supply power to the coal for the power plant.